How much profit does the council make from recycling your household waste?
The simple answer is none, at least not directly. Let me explain. There are lots of good reasons to recycle, but the simplest reason of all is it's cheaper, much cheaper. Here's how it works. When we empty your recycling bin, all your bottles, cans and cardboard are tipped into the back of a recycling lorry, but the paper from your caddy is kept separate.
This paper is then bundled up and sold directly to a paper mill, where it's made into new paper.
The rest of your recycling goes to a huge recycling plant where it is sorted into glass, steel, tin, aluminium, cardboard and plastic, and this is then sold on to manufacturers.
So what about all the stuff you don't put in your recycling bin?
Well, once upon a time we dumped all of your household waste in a landfill site, but we certainly don't do that anymore. In fact, none of Gateshead's household waste goes to landfill.
Instead, it's taken to an energy from waste plant on Teesside, where it is burned and the heat used to generate electricity for the national grid, enough to power 30,000 homes.
Now, the important thing here is cost. We have to pay the operators of the energy from waste plant for every tonne of household waste we send them, and it's expensive. It's cheaper than landfill, but it's still expensive.
Recycling, on the other hand, is a lot cheaper. Why? Well, that's because the processors have buyers for all that plastic, steel, tin, aluminium and cardboard which you put in your recycling bin.
And because they can get a small income from that, it means they don't then have to charge us quite as much for taking it off our hands. But that's not all. Those processors can turn paper into profit far more easily, and whatever profit they make from that paper is then deducted from what they charge us for processing all the rest of your recycling.
So, in effect, the more paper we recycle, the less the council has to pay, and that leaves us more to spend on other essential public services. In fact, if we all recycled all of our paper, we probably wouldn't have to pay anything at all, because the profits from the paper would cover the cost of everything else.
That's why it's important to keep your paper separate in your recycling bin.
By the way, exactly the same goes for garden waste. We pay a company to take it off our hands because it's much cheaper to do that than to send it to the energy from waste plant. And the reason it's cheaper?
Simple. It's because that company has the facilities, equipment, skills and manpower to turn it into something they can sell, namely compost.
So the council doesn't directly profit from recycling, but you do. Because the money we save by not sending your waste to burn means we can protect budgets for all the other services the council provides.
Services that might otherwise be cut.
That means we'll have more to spend on the things you value the most, like repairing the roads,
caring for the elderly,
libraries,
environmental health,
emptying litter bins,
gritting the roads,
trading standards.